Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're tackling Absolute Superman issue 2, Last Dust of Krypton, Son of Nothing.
Ooh, that title.
Right. It grabs you, doesn't it?
For sure. What we got to work with this time.
Well, I love hearing what other folks are saying, so we've got a great review from Mild-Mannered Reviews.
Nice. Always appreciate their takes.
They even mentioned some of the variant covers, which we'll get into. But first, buckle up, because this issue jumps between future Krypton and the present-day Earth.
Talk about whiplash.
Right. So first up, we've got young Kal-El on Krypton, 6 years in the future. He's attending class, digitally, of course.
Keep your Krypton. Got to be high-tech.
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing. The teacher's totally thrown because Kal-El wrote his own essay.
Wait, what? Didn't use the Luminarium AI?
Nope. Seems that's not exactly the norm on future Krypton.
Makes you wonder about this society, doesn't it? If everyone's just letting the AI write their essays.
Right. What does that say about individuality, about creativity?
Like, are they losing that spark? Could that be what the Son of Nothing is referring to?
Ooh, good point. Not just a literal dying sun, but maybe a metaphor for Krypton losing its heart.
Its drive to explore, to create.
Exactly. And if everyone's just going with the AI flow...
Then Kal-El's independent streak is definitely going to cause some waves.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of causing waves, let's jump back to Earth. We left off with Agent Lane, remember? She's got Kal cuffed after that power surge.
No easy escape this time.
Not at all. And he's surrounded, right? Peacemakers, Lazarus agents.
All ready to pounce.
Talk about tension. And even with the Eradicator suit messing with his head...
Which we know it is.
Yeah, even then, he still shields Lane with his own body.
The hero instinct is strong, even when he's supposed to be the bad guy.
Right. It's like his Kryptonian nature battling the suit's programming. But then things get crazy. Dust cloud escape, rocket attacks, a crash landing.
Pure chaos.
It's intense. But you see Kal trying to fight that suit's influence. He wants to help.
But the suit seems to want to, erase everything. Talk about an internal struggle.
And then there's that amazing moment. He takes down a helitank with a burned-out car.
Talk about resourceful.
Right. And then the helitank crashes into the church.
Uh-oh.
But Kal rushes in to save the people inside, even though they were just attacking him.
Wow. Just pure compassion overriding everything else.
Pure Superman. But poor Agent Lane. She just saw a supersuit any superpowers.
Mind blown.
Totally. And her AI, Brainiac, instantly labels Kal as a threat, so she needs to eliminate him.
Classic AI, can't control it, gotta destroy it.
But she says N-O to Brainiac, tosses out the AI's report, and decides to write her own.
Interesting. That's like a mirror to Kal writing his own essay, isn't it?
Right. Both of them rejecting the easy AI-generated path, choosing to think for themselves.
Powerful stuff. And it takes us back to Krypton, where things are going from bad to worse.
Jor-El and Lara realize Krypton is doomed.
So they're working on an escape plan, obviously.
But here's the twist. It's Lara who comes up with the solution, not Jor-El.
No way.
A rocket prototype she built when she was a kid.
Wow. That flips the whole Superman origin on its head.
Right, and it's not just that. Both storylines have these strong women driving the action. Lane making her own call on Earth, Lara with the tech skills on Krypton.
It's like Absolute Superman is making a statement about the power of women in this tech-obsessed world.
Definitely seeing that connection. So we've got these two storylines mirroring each other in all these ways, and this theme of technology versus free will.
Popping up everywhere.
And that title, Son of Nothing. What if Krypton's downfall isn't just a dying sun?
Right. What if it's something deeper? Their reliance on tech backfiring on them somehow.
My mind is going a million miles a minute. And how will growing up on this tech-heavy Krypton shape Kal-El when he becomes Superman on Earth?
So many questions. And speaking of questions, we should talk about those variant covers. The review mentioned a few really cool ones, and they might hold some clues.
You're right. Those covers might give us a whole new perspective on what's going on. We've got a lot to unpack, so let's take a closer look.
All right, so let's start with the main cover. It's by Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Areola.
Oh, I love their work.
It's powerful stuff. We see Kal surrounded by peacemakers, weapons locked and loaded, but he's just standing there.
Doesn't even look scared, does he?
Nope. More like determined, ready to face them head on.
And that tagline.
Lazarus is life. Jelly, right?
It really is. It reminds us that Lazarus is still out there, pulling strings, and you know that means Darkseid's not far behind.
Exactly. Lots of shadows lurking around.
Okay, so the review also mentioned a variant cover by Mahmoud Asrar, They called it simple but striking.
Yeah, it's all about Cal's face.
Yeah.
Close up, you can see the weight of the world on his shoulders, like literally carrying the burden of two worlds.
Krypton and Earth.
And the colors, these amazing blues and reds. It really captures both his strength and AD's vulnerability.
It's giving me those classic Superman poster vibes, the ones that get to the heart of who he is.
Totally. It's not just about the action, but about the choices he has to make, the internal struggles.
Powerful stuff. Now, there's this other variant by Matheus Manhanini that the review said has a Dragon Ball Z feel.
Oh yeah, this one is all about energy and movement. We see Cal bursting forward, this crazy energy field swirling around him. It's dynamic, showing his raw power, the force of his will.
Like he's breaking free.
Yes,
Yeah.
breaking free from all the things holding him back, both physically and metaphorically.
Love that. Okay, there's one by Sanford Green that the review didn't love, but they didn't really say why.
Yeah, I can see why this one might not be for everyone. It's very abstract.
How so?
Well, Cal's all like elongated limbs, and it's from a really strange angle.
Kind of a Picasso Superman.
Right. It's like it's trying to show all these different aspects of him at once. It's definitely thought-provoking.
I dig it. All right, last one is Raphael Albuquerque. The review mentioned the strong composition, but said the proportions were a little off.
I think those proportions are intentional, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it makes the whole thing feel uneasy, like it's showing how the Eradicator suit is distorting things. But yeah, the composition is strong. We see Cal's face full of determination, and he's confronting this shadowy figure.
Ooh, mysterious.
Right. Who is this figure? What's about to go down?
So many questions. But, it strikes me that each of these variant covers is like a window into a different part of the story.
You're right. Different aspects of Cal's journey, highlighted through different artistic lenses.
It's amazing how one character can inspire so many interpretations.
It is. And when you look at them all together, they really paint a complete picture, helping us understand Superman and the challenges he's facing. But, all this talk about these different covers, it's reminding me of something we touched on earlier.
What's that?
The parallels between Cal on this super high-tech Krypton and Lane's struggle against AI back on Earth.
Oh, yeah. It's like two sides of the same coin, right? Krypton losing its soul to technology, while people like Lane are fighting to hold on to their free will as AI gets more and more advanced.
Exactly. And it makes you think, what role does technology play in our own lives? Are we getting too dependent on it, like Krypton?
Ooh, good question. Are we sacrificing our creativity, our individuality for convenience?
It's definitely a slippery slope. I think that's one of the things Absolute Superman is making us confront.
It's more than just a superhero story. It's about what it means to be human in a world dominated by tech.
Right. Do our choices even matter anymore? Or are we just puppets dancing to the tune of some algorithm?
Heavy stuff. And it's hitting even harder because we're seeing it through Superman.
This symbol of hope, of human potential.
Exactly. And that makes me think maybe Absolute Superman isn't just giving us a glimpse into the future of Krypton and Earth,
Maybe it's a glimpse into the future of humanity itself.
where technology and free will are constantly at odds.
And the choices we make today, well, they decide what kind of world we'll have tomorrow.
Wow. So this deep dive has already been a roller coaster, and we've only just scratched the surface. We've uncovered so much. Those hidden meanings in the title, the unexpected role of Lara in Kal-El's origin, and those variant covers, each one adding a new layer to the story.
I know. It's incredible how much depth Jason Aaron has packed into just 2 issues. I can't wait to see what he throws at us next.
Me neither. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, there's one more parallel between Kal and Lane that I think deserves a deeper look. So we're talking about how both Kal and Lane, they kind of reject the easy way out.
Right. The AI is just sitting there ready to do the work for them.
On Krypton, you've got the Luminarium AI probably pumping out these perfect essays, and on Earth, Brainiac just hands Lane a report.
But they both say, nope, I'm going to do this myself.
It's like they're choosing to think for themselves, even when it's harder.
And I think that's a really important point, especially when we're talking about technology and creativity.
Oh, absolutely.
If we always rely on AI to do the thinking for us.
What happens to our own ability to come up with new ideas?
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be creative, to challenge the way things are.
It's like, are we losing that edge in a world where technology is everywhere?
It's a question we all have to ask ourselves.
It's a little scary, honestly, to think we might be becoming too reliant on algorithms.
Definitely makes you think. And I think Absolute Superman is really forcing us to confront that.
It's more than just a fun superhero story, you know?
It's about what it means to be human. in this increasingly technological world?
It's like, do our choices even matter anymore?
Or are we all just following the instructions of some program?
Whoa, deep.
And I think it's even more powerful because we're seeing it through Superman.
Right, this symbol of hope, of what humanity can be.
Exactly. And that makes me think maybe this isn't just about the future of Krypton and Earth.
Maybe it's about the future of humanity itself.
Where tech and free will are constantly bumping heads.
And where the choices we make today
Will determine what kind of world we end up with tomorrow.
Wow. This deep dive has been a wild ride.
I know, right?
We've uncovered so much. Like, what does that title, Son of Nothing, really mean?
And Laura's role in Kal-El's origin story.
Oh.
Totally unexpected.
And those variant covers, each one giving us a new perspective.
Jason Aaron has packed so much into just 2 issues.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
Not me either.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question. What choices are you making in your own life?
Are you embracing your individuality, your creativity?
Are you making your own decisions?
Or are you letting the algorithms make them for you?
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Absolute Superman 2.
It's been a blast.
We'll be back next time to explore more of the comic book universe. But until then,
Keep reading, keep questioning, and keep reaching for those stars.